love, so this is Fanny and today I'm using Natural Light. Child, it's extremely hot in New York. It is so hot, child. It's in the 90s and stuff like that, and I've been like inside. I didn't work today. I'm gonna be going on vacation very soon, so I took like a few days off, I should say, until that time. But it is so hot. I'm in the kitchen right now next to the window, so I don't have any AC in the kitchen, child, so I have to be using the fan. If you hear anything, it's the fan in the background, right? So today this video is gonna be about how I saved, right? The last video that I made, which you guys appear to love, and I got like a few messages in my inbox asking me how I saved. The video that I'm talking about was when I said how you could save like $20,000, or how I saved 20,000. Oh, I just got a message from my friend on Instagram. Yeah, how I saved $20,000 in 8 months, right? And it wasn't rocket science for me. Sometimes the simplest things can seem like the hardest, and the main thing I did was program my mind, child. The mind, you see, this mind is so powerful, child, and I prove it. You always hear the power of the mind, but then when you put it in work, you start to really see it for yourself. All right, so I had to make a decision, in the sense to say, you know what, do I want to live the rest of my life feeling for money, from one paycheck to the next, and in that time I wasn't really working, because that time I didn't have my papers yet, and a lot of places wouldn't really want to hire me because I didn't have my papers, or even if they hire me, it's like a few weeks after, they want to like pass their place, like trying to get with me then, because they know that I don't have any papers, and they hire me without any papers. So it's like they're trying to put me in a position that made me very uncomfortable in order to stick a job, and sometimes I would have to leave and be out of a job. So the boo really doing everything, or majority of things, right? So when I really look into it, I'm thinking like, do I want to live like this? Like, is this the life that I can see myself living for the rest of my life? You understand what I'm saying? I was in school at that time too. So what I started to think about, all those money that I'm spending frivolously on impulsive buying, because a lot of us, we are very impulsive with whatever we buy. And I had to differentiate between a need and a want, because many times we program our mind to think that, oh, we need something, when it's not a need, child. It's simply a want. It's not a need. And I had to take that out of my mind to be like, okay, I see a lipstick out there right now, because I love my lipstick, child. I see a lipstick out there right now, and automatically, like, I'm trying to justify it in my mind that, oh, I need it, when no, it's just a want. You can do without lipsticks. You can do without that. What is the most important thing to me? What's the most important thing to you? Those are the things that you have to start thinking about, and those are the things that I had to start thinking about. It was no other way. And it kind of reminds me of when I was in nursing school. I feel as if that's what kind of made me stronger, in this sense, because the brutality and the brutal studies, from doing care plan, from going to clinicals, from going to lab, from exam after exam, it's like it's never ending, like assignments online. It was a never ending struggle, you understand? And it started to make me think that, listen, whatever I put my mind to, if it's God's will, it can be done. And that's what I started to think, like in savings, that, listen, I could train my mind to go through nursing school, to come, finish nursing school, to pass my state board, right away. Why can't I program my mind, oh my gosh, my hair, child, let me just put it like this, better, why can't I program my mind to save? Those are the things that I started thinking, and why can't I program my mind to save? And one thing transfer to the next. So I transfer my thoughts of being in nursing school to everyday situation. You know, it's like a willpower then to be like, okay, you know what, it's either you sink or you swim. So that's exactly what I did. Okay, I'm going to show you, for example, yeah, these Chanel sunglasses, right? They are not a need, it's a want, right? It's a want. It's okay to splurge on yourself once in a while, but when it becomes dangerous is when you're doing it too often, like a month, like once a month or twice a month, or you accumulate yourself with 4 designer bag in 4 months. Like, if you're a balling child, do you, but at the end of the day, you balling with bags, but what can bags and shoes and clothes get you in the long run? You need stability, right? And that's the way I started to think, I should say. Stability. Like, am I not going to want a house for myself? Am I going to be thinking about renting all the days of my life? If I want a condo, or, you understand what I'm saying? Like, am I not going to, those things become necessity. You know, you can't live outside. You can't live in a luxury car. You know, I have an Audi and I work damn hard for it. You understand? But then you can't live in a car. You can't, right? So you have to start thinking about bigger goals. And how you're going to get those bigger goals is kind of like, if you realize that you used to spend frivolously on certain things like Chanel or Gucci, which you know is not cheap, whether bags, shoes, or whatever, or to be like acting like the Jones, to follow these Instagram people, even though, you know, on Instagram, whatever it seems like, a lot of times it's not like that, okay? Because a lot of people, they act like they're balling and they're not. You understand what I'm saying? They're not. They go broke or bankrupt for the gram. So just keep that in mind. Not everyone, you understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people on there are just fronting for the gram. So yeah, so those are the things, you know, I started to think like can I live in a car? You know, if I didn't buy this today, would it make me feel better? And another thing I realized, that if I'm in the mall right now, because I love to shop, and I used to love shopping, but I kind of tone it down now so much better. If I'm in the mall and I see like a Chanel lipstick like for $30 something, like the first thing would be like, okay, buy, and then the addiction in me is compelling me to buy. And even when I turn my back and say, you know what, no, I'm not gonna buy it, you know, I feel bad. But when I leave from that mall and I really think about it, I start feeling good. That's when you know that you make the right decision, because that $30 could be like, it could have gone to like, you know, a part of your internet bill, a part of your phone bill, laundry, something. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things. So I started to think, prioritize what is a need and what is a want. That's basically how I did it. And praying to God that I don't relapse. Like, help me not to relapse, and help me to set goals that I can accomplish. And that's exactly how I do it. It was a rocket science. It's just programming the mind. It's power in the mind. Oh my gosh, a bird just flew up by the window, child. Oh, so cute. Yeah, bird is up there. Yeah, it's just priority. I had to prioritize and, you know, start thinking that you know, I want to know new places. Like, what is the best way to spend my money on crazy things? Like, you know, a lot of us don't need makeup, but we still get makeup because we see people using it. Or sometimes, you know, makeup make you feel good. You understand? Right now I have on some concealer. You understand? I have on some concealer and I have on a little bronzer, and that's basically it. Concealer under my eyes, a little bronzer, and my lipstick. We don't really need, it's not like we have to have a full face of makeup or have to always buy in Starbucks, because Starbucks, you know, it adds up, child. It adds up. You know, and going to fancy restaurants, you know, because you see people doing this and everything. Start cooking for yourself, you know. Just program your mind to say, you know what, if I really need this, what are my goals for the future? Because it says a lot about a person if they don't have any goals. What are your goals? Are designer items, bags, shoes, clothes, you know, like the latest thing? Are those goals? No, because those things a lot of times, you know, they go out of style. You understand? So you have to think smart, and that's exactly what I did. You understand? And I keep on saving. So if you're watching this video right now, you have the willpower. You do. I know addiction is very hard, because I was a spendthrift. And I used to spend for expensive things. I never used to buy nonsense. I like to eat good things. Of course, it's your body. You have to eat good things. But for things that, like, you know, clothes and everything, I'll buy something that is reasonable. You understand? But it doesn't have to be designer. Like, I treat myself. You know, last month to a Chanel bag, you know, and stuff like that. But, and, you know, this, okay, so this in the, this I have is a Hermes, bracelet, and this is a Michael Kors watch. I showed you the Chanel sunglasses. That was a while ago that I had those, right? But since lately I haven't purchased anything new. You understand what I'm saying? Probably I purchased like a few new things, like clothes, like for my trip, you understand, like for my vacation. But other than that, you know, I live within my means, and that's the most important thing. Live within your means. If you don't have the money, don't try to go over your credit card limit or your bank limit just to get it, child. It's not that serious, because you're gonna have to pay it back, or probably late fee. So don't do that to yourself. Just think about the future. Think about what is needed from what is wanted, and you can do it. You understand? And a lot of prayers. So I hope this helps somebody, because a lot of you guys, you know, well, a few of you guys, you know, asked me how, like, I should go in depth, like really how I did it. It's very, very simple, and that's all I did. So I hope it helps some of you guys. This video is very long. I didn't want it to be so long. So that's it. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. If there's anything else you want me to talk about, let me know. Okay, I try to let the boo come into this video, because one of my subby asked me, thank you so, this person is always supporting me, and I thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, right? He doesn't want to come into the video, child. He's not the kind of person that loves to be in camera. You know, some people like to show their boo off and everything. He's not, he doesn't like that, you know. He doesn't like people being in his business and stuff like that. And I'm still trying to let him come. So I guess we'll see what I can promise that, okay? Because I'm more like the outgoing type, like to come on camera and stuff like that, but he's not really like that. So I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. And make sure, continue to be humble, okay? Because you have everything today and it can be gone tomorrow. So be humble, child. Mwah.